Thank you for coming back to We the People News. Please subscribe, leave your thumbs up, and please leave your comments. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all the support that you give me on this channel, allowing me to do this. Thank you so much. Yesterday's video, if you did not see it, please go back and watch it. I will link it to the end of this video. There's a lot of good stuff I don't want you to miss, and it would help me out a lot on YouTube, and I really do need the help. Please don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll know when I make new videos. Okay, first off, I want to say I hope you have a good weekend planned with your friends and family. You really deserve a break. Okay, let's get into this. Kyrsten Sinema. Well, before I get into that, let me tell you about this. At the end of this, after I break down the numbers, I've got two things I want to say. And please stay tuned for that, because it kind of wraps this whole thing up. Okay, Kyrsten Sinema supports Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act. This will give Joe the votes that he needs to get this passed through the Senate, even though it does absolutely nothing to reduce the inflation in the long run. But yet Joe Biden gets his green new crap. Okay, let's break down the numbers. $80 billion, billion dollars. All of these are B's now. $80 billion will be going to the IRS. $45 billion of that will be used to audit more people. So they're going after everyone here, not just the people over $400,000. They are going after people like us. Okay, $385 billion will be spent on green energy and climate. $20 billion will go to promoting electric cars. So these car dealerships are going to get free advertisement. Well, not free. The American people are going to be paying for it. They will be getting also on-the-spot tax credits of $7,500 when they buy an electric car. If they don't buy a new electric car, if they buy a used car, they will be getting $4,000 tax credit for a used car. $30 billion will be going to clean agriculture. $30 billion will go to green energy technologies. $30 billion will go to green electricity. $40 billion will be going to green manufacturers. And $235 billion will go towards green tax credits, for a total of $385 billion going to the green crap. Now think about this. The $1,400 stimulus check costs $385 billion. The same amount that we're paying for all of this green crap. But again, the House and the Senate and Joe Biden says the hell with what the American people needs, as long as Joe Biden gets his Green New Deal. And it looks like he will get it this weekend. Oh yeah, and this bill also raises corporate taxes. So now we will see more inflation from this raising of corporate taxes, because these companies will not absorb this cost. They will pass it on to us as inflation at the cash register. So how in the hell can this help the American people? So the new tax passed on to consumers is supposed to help somehow. I don't get it. But there's so many people that thinks this is going to be a good thing, and we also have YouTubers thinks it's a good thing. I ask you, how is raising corporate tax going to help the American people? It won't. It will create more inflation than we have right now. Okay, we went over the green stuff. Now let's go over what the American people gets. Okay, the American people won't get this until 2026. Why can't they get it now? I mean, and that is nothing but, this is what the American people will get out of this. They're going to start negotiation for the cost of your monthly medication from these big pharma companies. Now, they're going to negotiate on some drugs, not all drugs. And most likely it won't be the drug that you need to live on. Okay, now, let me ask you this. In this bill, they do close the loopholes in big corporations for their taxes. They will be paying more taxes, and that's a good thing. I mean, everybody should pay their fair share, but right now they will pass these more taxes on to the American people. So, in one hand, you're taking money from these big corporations. The other hand, you're taking money away from the American people that are hurting desperately right now. So I ask you again, how does this bill help? How does this bill do anything to help the American people? All it does is create more inflation. If they really wanted to help the American people, this is how they would do it. They could keep the same amount on this bill. I mean, but this is what they would do if they really wanted to help the American people. All of this green garbage, because if you really listen to what these green things are that they're putting these different dollar amounts on, they all sound really like the same thing, but they're just worded a little different. But if they really wanted to help the American people, they would take all of that money that they're putting on the green stuff and put it on the American people. Give the American people the help that they need. But of course, we know that won't happen because, as usual, we know that our government just don't give a damn. Now, there's a lot of people that wants this bill to pass, and it will pass this weekend probably, or early next week. There's a lot of YouTubers that thinks this bill is the best thing since sliced bread. Well, I disagree with those people. The people that are hurting bad is going to be hurting even worse because of the inflation that this bill is going to cause. Once these companies start having to pay more taxes, they're going up on their prices. But people that's got money don't see that because they're out of touch with the real people. Now, Newsweek says Joe Biden's approval rating is now at an all-time high of 44%. They say 44% of the American people is satisfied with the job that Joe Biden is doing. Let me ask you, are you satisfied? I sure as hell not. I think he's doing a horrible job. So these numbers, this 44%, I do not believe those numbers. They can tell us any number that they want to, and every poll has got a different number anyway. But again, tell me how you think that this bill is going to help the average American person. Tell me in the comments below, because I know it will not help the American people. The only thing this bill does is give Joe what he wanted all along, his Green New Deal. Now these green companies can start really padding Joe Biden's pocket. That's what the whole thing is wrapped around, Joe Biden's wallet. Y'all, in the midterms, we know what we have to do. We have to vote these crooks out of office, and if we don't, we only have ourselves to blame. Then in 2024, we have to vote them out of office. That is, if we make it to 2024. People are hurting right now so bad. A lot of people's living on the street in cardboard boxes in their cars. They're having to cut their pills in half. They have to wonder where their next meal is coming from. They have to wonder how they're going to pay their utilities. Well, hold on, because it's about to get worse just as soon as this bill gets passed and these companies pass on more inflation to everyone. But one thing for sure, we keep our faith in Jesus Christ, we will get through this. And then in 2024, we can make the changes that we need to make. In November, we can make the changes we need to make. Y'all, I love you all. Say a prayer for our world. Say a prayer for our country. Say a prayer for those elected employees in Washington that will be fired in November and in 2024. Say a prayer for everyone around the world hurting through COVID, financial hardship, or any other affliction. Just know I love you all. Until next time, ciao.